This presentation focuses on how to find good resources for your world history project. It's just kind of a basic overview of how to do a simple Google search. Obviously, you'll want to start on the Google homepage. Um, Previously, students were being told that Wikipedia is not a good resource, and that's partly true. You don't want to use Wikipedia as your main source of information without any supplemental resources. But these days, Wikipedia is pretty well curated, and so you can generally trust the information that you find there. I think it's a good starting point to give you an overview of whatever you're looking at to try to find places to look for more information. Typically, when students look for a question, let's say the question is, how did Hitler rise to power? What they'll do is they'll just go straight to Google and type in, how did Hitler rise to power? And that's going to give you some good resources and some not so good resources. So for example, the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, it's a museum. It ends in .org. It's pretty much trustworthy. Wikipedia, again, fairly trustworthy. But then you're going to get stuff like this, which is Quora. And Quora is like a question and answer forum. And so this is even less reliable than Wikipedia in that it's all user provided, upvoted. It's not published necessarily. It's more like people who read this. So it doesn't mean that the information is wrong. It's just not going to be a good resource for a project that you're looking for. So instead of picking a Quora, you would want to pick something that ends in a .org, like a Holocaust Memorial Museum. And this right here talks about Hitler's rise to power. So you'll look at in the early 1930s, the mood in Germany was grim. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. You're going to need to cite your sources. So what you'll do is you'll click up here, and when you do that, it'll reveal the actual full link. And then you can take a copy, so Command C. And then what you can do is you'll go into a Pages document. Pages is the iPad or a MacBook version of Word. You'll open up a blank document, and then you'll go ahead and Command V, paste that. And that saves your resources for you. And you can even title this something like resources. And that way, when you go to create your final slide, which is your works cited, your bibliography references, whichever you prefer to call it, you have it there available. So you're going to want to read some articles, take some notes. Because it's a presentation, you're also going to want images. So in that case, you're going to probably want to do like a Google image search. And you might try Hitler's rise to power. And then you might want to curate it by images. So if you click by images, there we go. These are the kind of pictures that we're looking for, right? So this one looks like something I could use for my PowerPoint. But remember, this is also a source, and so you're also going to want to cite this. So you'll pick View Image, and it'll pop up image here. And then you can actually just use this website, go back over to Pages, return, type that there. And then to save it, you'll want to do like a right click or a download image or something like that. And then we can go back to the other pictures. So let's see, a control click, there we go. And that would save your image to downloads. Again, it'll be a little bit different on the iPad, but that's generally how you do that. And then once you've selected this image, it's going to suggest other images that you might want to use. Mein Kampf, rise to power, etc. And so that's how you would get some basic images. A good idea in general is to use something called Creative Commons. And what Creative Commons is, whoops. These are images that are free to use. So you can go to Creative Commons and you can use the public domain tools. And it just kind of explains for you how you can find content. So find licensed content. I want to find something that I can modify, adapt, or build on. Hitler Google Images search, and that'll give you, these are labeled for non-commercial reuse. And so that means that as long as you're not selling it, you can use it. And so these will be, these images you can put anywhere in your presentation without having to worry about copyright laws. So this is a more appropriate for something that may get published. If it's just for the classroom, it's totally fine to use a generic Google image search. But if this is something that you were going to publish or turn in or share, you'd want to use Creative Commons to filter by ones that are approved. As far as more information, this is a 3-minute video, so a couple websites will really be all you need. So you have that Wikipedia site, we saw that Holocaust Memorial site, and then if there's something specifically that you wanted to focus on, like maybe you remember that we learned about the annexation of Austria, you could do a search for Hitler annexation of Austria. History.com is a great website. And then we could add some information from this site as well. Again, tapping here, copying the site, putting that in our resources immediately so we don't forget going through and reading. So that's the general overview of how you will use Google and Google Images to find information and pictures for your keynote presentation. That's all. Have a great day.